Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare Rama, Hare
Gaura
Rama,
Chandra
Rama
Nityananda
Rama.
Gauranga
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Nityananda
Shri Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya.
Gaura Chandra Gaura
Shri Krishna
Chandra
Chaitanya.
Gaura
Prabhu
Chandra
Nityananda.
Gaura Chandra
Shri Krishna
Gaura
Chaitanya.
Chandra
Prabhu
Gaura
Nityananda.
Chandra
Shri Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda.
Nityananda
Shri Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya. Prabhu.
Nityananda Krishna Nityananda Nityananda
Gauranga.
Nityananda Nityananda
Gauranga.
Nityananda
Nityananda.
Gaura Chandra Gaura Chandra
Nityananda,
Gaura
Nityananda,
Chandra
Nityananda.
Nityananda
Nityananda,
Nityananda
Nityananda.
Gaura Chandra
Gauranga.
Gaura Chandra Gaura Chandra Nityananda 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 Gaura Chandra
Madhaka.
Gaura Chandra
Madhava,
Gaura
Madhava.
Chandra Gaura Chandra
Radhaka,
Gaura
Madhava.
Chandra Gaura
Radhaka,
Chandra Gaura
Madhava.
Chandra Oh my Lord Gaura Chandra Oh my Lord Gaura Chandra Hare Krishna Gaura Chandra Gaura
Oh, Nimaya.
Chandra Gaura Chandra Sachidananda Sachinandana
Nadia.
Sachinandana 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Ah, Sri Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Chaitanya
Hare Krishna. Krishna.
Ah, Sri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Sri Krishna Satchidanandana Satchinandana Yeah, why not, man? Jaya Satchinandana. Then I can say Jaya Satchinandana.
Jai
Sri
Sachina.
Krishna Chaitanya. Why don't you come on and chant with us, Janardhan? Or Satchinandana? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
We're witnesses here. Show us how you how to really chant, man. Where it's juicy and fun and wonderful and real communion. Come up and show communion, man. Public communion. No dry wafers and grape juice here. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Krishna.
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Shri
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya, Sri
Chaitanya.
Krishna
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Oh my.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda.
Sri
Shri
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri 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 Krishna
Ila
Chaitanya, Sri
Gaurari.
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda.
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Go Ranga, Go Ranga, Go Ranga, Go Ranga, Go
Divine
Ranga.
Sailada.
Oh my Lord, Go Ranga.
Divine Sailada. Divine
Go
Chandra.
Ranga, Go Ranga,
Divine
Go
Chandra.
Ranga.
Divine.
Gauranga, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra,
Divine.
Sri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Chaitanya.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Ah, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hari Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama, Hare
Rama Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Hare,
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna 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 Hari 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 Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Hari Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram. Oh, Hare
Hari Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Hari Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Hari Rama Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hari Rama
Hare
Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare
Rama Hari Krishna
Hare Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Rama
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 Hare
Hari
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Hari Krishna Krishna Rama Hari Krishna. Let me know if the sound gets better now. Hare
Yes, I can. Yes, I can now.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
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 Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Go Ram.
Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama
Jai Shri Krishna
Yes,
Chaitanya,
such a
Prabhu Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Yadvaita
Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Rama
Ram,
Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Oh,
Hare
Hare
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Oh,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari
Oh,
Hari Hare Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hari Hari Rama
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hari Hari Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Rama
Ram
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hare
Ram
Krishna
Rama,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Shri
Rama,
Krishna Shri Krishna
Jai
Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Chaitanya
Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Chaitanya Shri
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya
Jai
Shri
Shila
Oh,
Krishna
Gora,
Srila
Chaitanya
Gora
Shri Krishna
Hari Rasa
Chaitanya
Jai
Bhagavad
Shila
Maharaj
Shri Krishna
Ki
Chaitanya Shri Krishna
Srila
Jai
Gora
Chaitanya
Hari
Shri
Rasa
Krishna
Bhagavad Maharaj
Chaitanya Shri
Jai
Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Hari
Krishna Chaitanya Shri
Hari
Krishna
Bo
Chaitanya
Go
Shri
Go
Krishna
Hari Hari Bo
Chaitanya Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Oh
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Oh
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Hare
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 Oh
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Ram
Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Oh
Rama
Ram
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Nada, nada, nada,
Sri Krishna
nada,
Chaitanya
nada,
Sri
nada.
Krishna Chaitanya
Emainutai, nada.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna
Emainutai.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Jai
Krishna
Sachina,
Chaitanya
Jai Sachina.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Radha,
Sri
Radha,
Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Radha Madhava, Radha
Krishna
Madhava, Radha Madhava,
Oh my Lord Sri Krishna
Madhava.
Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna, Krishna,
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri the Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna
Shila
Chaitanya,
Gora, Jai Shila
Sri
Gora,
Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Jai
Krishna
Shila
Chaitanya,
Gora.
Sri God. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Chaitanya,
Jai Shila
Sri Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Ah, Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri
Yeah, I like
Chaitanya
these
Jaya.
guys on Twitch. They're really funny. They're making a bunch of jokes. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you know why devotees are required. I was realizing this when I was chanting. Why devotees are required. Like a person actually in a body. Like this, or you guys, all of us actually, potentially, are required to show in the world that there is a God. You know, see, because it's like a person who is an expert flautist, or any playing any instrument. But there's a person, he's expert, but he's got no instrument. How is he going to play anything? Okay? How are you going to know there's a song going on in the say in spiritual world? How are you going to know that song or what it is? We won't know because there's no instrument here. That's why the devotees have to come and the Lord has to come in a body. Okay? That's why the Rhythmics, they don't know what's going on here because they don't see it in body. They see it in a book. Oh, you see, that's all they use Prabhupada's books. But they never see somebody played by the Lord. See, the inconceivable one. See, this is when Jesus was talking about the Holy Spirit. Nobody, you can feel the wind, but you don't know. And you can feel where it's coming from, but you don't know what it is. It's invisible. So you gotta have some embodiment for these things. See, that's why it's important. That's why the Lord comes here, appears here, and then when he disappears, he leaves this legacy. It's a legacy. What are you going to do when you have wealth in this world? Even in the world works like this. It's showing so much of the spiritual world. Just people, when they have wealth here, they want to leave it to their sons, right? And their daughters. So that they get an inheritance. Everybody talks like that, even in the business world. Yeah, they're all, they're working, I can't believe it. These people are so, to me, it's like stupid. They say, well, I want to work hard and make all this money so I can leave it to my kids. I'm thinking, what the heck, man? That's your big goal in life. Everybody's talking like this, and people very, oh yeah, my whole goal is to leave it to my kids. Why do they act like that? That's the shadow of the truth. See, because in spirit, it's the same thing. I'm working here in this world, and this is not really work. I mean, see, people got to work by the sweat of their brow. You never see people enjoying their work. It's just almost effortless type thing. And that's pure devotional service. That's playing with the Lord. The Lord's playing you. You're playing the Lord, and you're doing it in the world, and people get to see a great symphony. It's like the audience is right here, right? All the world's a stage. Yeah, what are you playing on this stage of the world? Well, we're playing this pure devotional service, man, relishing an intimate, ecstatic communion with God. This is what it looks like, man. Notice happy campers here, huh?
Very.
This is what it looked like 550 years ago. And look, because people haven't seen it, they think, oh, what is this? What's this? This is weird, It's you're sitting there, oh Krishna, oh Lord Chaitanya, oh Nitai, Nitai, Nitai. Well, this is what they were doing. This is what they were channeling into this world. This is how they were communing with God. So somebody's got to start this, otherwise you're worshiping in name only. You don't know who you're even worshiping. Didn't Jesus tell the woman at the well that? Hey man, we know who we worship. I know who I'm worshiping. He's basically saying, you don't know. You think you got to go all the way up that mountain. You got to go to Vrindavan to worship God. I worship. He's this. I'm telling you his words. I'm telling you his words and my words. These my words. I know. Even my ex-wife who left here said. She says, "Oh, why aren't you going to Vrindavan to worship? Why are you? Why did you leave Vrindavan? Well, you're leaving worship in spirit and truth, man. I chant Hare Krishna, man, and the Lord is with me. I'm communing. I'm happy, man, and I make others happy just by having fun with God. That's Vrindavan. They're just playing with Krishna. I'm just playing with Krishna. There's Vrindavan, man. You're not going to get any closer than that. You can go to Vrindavan, you don't see the devotee playing with Krishna because you see all the neophytes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, trying to attain God. Well, the devotees got God. They open their mouth and God appears. And the great thing about it, it's win-win. You guys get it just for seeing it and developing faith that, hey, yeah, I also want to do that. You become like in following the footsteps of Lord Caitanya. He saw his guru playing with God and having a good time chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He says, I also want to chant like that. And these big so-called gurus, they don't even care about this. That's why you guys are insignificant, man. You don't care about this, and you're worshiping. Oh, Krishna, I'm representing. What kind of Krishna do you represent? I represent Lord Caitanya. He wanted to chant in ecstasy and relish this happiness his guru had. I want to chant like Prabhupada. I don't want to. I just do.
Yeah.
I chant like the disciplic succession of getting the mercy. And the good news is you get to do it too because you believe in this crazy Gohari
Jai
who has the
Shri
kahunas to tell
Gaura
you the truth.
Jai.
Now, you gurus, you should get on the beam, man. You're off the beam if you don't. This is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhupada, who you worship but don't know very well. Because if you did, you would know he would love you to have this. It is his pleasure to give you this now. This is on his behalf and all the way through the line to Lord Chaitanya Nityananda to give you this. And there ain't any other place I see, not even your illustrious Narayan Maharaj gave it. He even told you, I ain't giving you no prema. You can't get this. Whether he had it or not, who knows? We'll never really know. Doesn't matter. He did his job. He did his service. We did as much as he could. He's a very enthusiastic devotee. Did what he did. But he said, hey, man, it's going to take you many lifetimes to get prema. Bottom line. Well, anyway, we got the order, man, of Prabhupada. You looking for successor? Come here. You are a successor. No, I'm just forget about the successor thing. How about success? You want success in Krishna consciousness? You come here. Come here for success, for God's sake, man. Come here and chant the holy name like Lord Caitanya, Nityananda, and all their real followers did. Come on. Have we not proved it? Look at these guys coming here. Tolerating. They just come here, tolerate a sourpuss. Guy who's kind of mean sometimes. Crusty. You think River's crusty? Gohar is 10 times worse. But look at the result. Take gold, man. If it's coming in a dirty place, take it, right? Gold comes from it's in the dirt, right? You just brush the dirt off and take the freaking gold, for God's sake. Chant the holy name in great ecstatic love. And you'll think, hey, man, let any nuke explode, man. Who cares, man? Let us just sing the glories of the Lord till the end and go out in a flash of light. Because I know who I am. I'm a servant of the Lord, meant to commune with him and her, Radha and Krishna forever. Why not?
Jai
Why not make your life successful? Huh? Come play with us. Come get the highest wealth, the greatest wealth that nobody can give you.
Trời.
Let's see what these Twitch guys. Bing, bing, chilling, chilling, chilling. Okay, let's see here. Continuing on this Veda base here. Uh, let's see here. This is chapter, see, Srimad Bhagavatam 111. First chapters, first canto, first chapter. Uh, no. First canto, chapter 11. Text number 6. The citizen said, O Lord, you are worshipped by all the demigods like Brahma, the four sanas, and even the King of Heaven. You are the ultimate rest for those who are really aspiring to achieve the highest benefit of life. See, the ultimate, that's a Vaidhi Bhakti, is basically you're trying to attain Krishna, right? The ultimate rest. See, but the best way, this is the most persons who are trying to attain God in religion, and it includes Vaishnava religion. See, they're trying to attain the Lord. See, they're always two fingers too short. Why? Because they don't have pure ecstatic love of God. See, like Mother Yashoda was able to get the Lord because of her devotion. Otherwise, you're always two fingers too short. You think, oh, I gotta just, it's like a carrot. Oh, I gotta keep trying to attain. Let me chant 1 lakh, maybe 2 lakhs, and I can attain the Lord. Let me follow these rules, more rules. And I'll attain the Lord by my efforts, by my endeavors. I'll conquer God. See, but you always, because you had no devotion. See, the best way, this is the essence, this is what Jesus taught, Lord Caitanya taught. That's why they came. The best way is to associate with those who are not two fingers too short. See, associate with those who just call the Lord and the Lord comes. They call the Lord comes. Not only at the same time that they call the Lord, they announce the Lord. You need that type of devotee. They're so intimate with the God. They call the Lord is announced in the world simultaneously. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. That's a verse about intimacy. That's a verse about what Lord Caitanya came to promote. He came to make the living entities aware how close they really are with them when his Maya, that veil of Maya, is removed. And the best way is just being with the devotees where they're here. They come on the behalf of the real Lord, not some Mayic Lord. The Mayic God, God of rules. That's Vishnu's in charge of mode of goodness. Not that one. Not in the modes. Not representing the demons. The mode. See, people, the demons and the demigods, goodness and passion, they're rulers of the world. If you're a little stronger in passion and craftiness and everything, you can become a demon and you can trick people and you can become in power over people. Because you trick them, you deceive them, you lie. That's the way of the demons, right? That's why they go to hell. Then the demigods, they're a little bit more, they're more powerful by austerities, by regulations. You don't have to be a Brahmin, or you don't have to even believe in God necessarily, like he's a person. You could just follow rules and regulations, regulate your life, be good, follow principles, meditate, different things, yogic things, and you can have power over the people. Why? Because they believe your words. Some people are attuned to the words of the being cheated, the cheaters and the cheated. Well, they're all being cheated. Demigods and demons ultimately are all cheated. because there's some cheating in their word, some material motivation. See? The devotee is different. The real devotee, not the one. See, the imitators are also, there's a little cheating going on there too. They're not really it. They're not real devotees. They're not like these verses in the Srimad Bhagavatam or all these things. They're not. They're not communing with the Lord with no material motive. They're just because their natural love for God has been awakened. Okay? And that's either by associating with a real Vaishnava or a real devotee from whatever they come from, whatever religion or not religion. They just love God. They're in their soul and they're in touch with the supreme soul of souls. See, and they know, oh, I'm here. I worship that Lord, beloved of my heart. Just by being with those people, you get it. By liking their attitude, liking their way of operating in this world, liking, like being attracted to that, simply by that. You are the supreme transcendental Lord, and inevitable time cannot exert its influence upon you. See, the Lord is transcendental. Is that just a word? That's just a word for people usually. But who knows that transcendental Lord? Who has transcended material consciousness into spiritual consciousness? See? Those are the ones, they're the only ones who can report to others about who and what this transcendental Lord is and the path to find him. Right? Bhagavad Gita 10:10. And those qualities, they have real devotion and they really love that transcendental Lord. Therefore, they can find their way back home and they can lead others back home. That's Guru Dev, man. That's why your guru needs to be Bhagavad Gita 10:10 in person. If they're not really, they can't really lead you, really, not very well. Maybe they can help you follow rules regularly, but they don't know the transcendental Lord themselves. They are not in transcendental consciousness. They're not like the book says, like well, I forgot how they put it. I'll go over it. I've got the chapter up here. It seemed like a white swan was playing in the stems of a red lotus flowers. See, the red lotus flowers are the devotees, and a white swan is the Lord. See, the mixing. See, they're playing together, in touch, feeling each other. See, it's playing in the mist. See, that's this kind of communion. That's a beautiful way to explain this. Devotees are mixing with God, like very intimately, like this. See, and it's play. It's wonderful. It's like being in springtime and feeling. You ever been in a feeling the breeze on your face and beautiful sun? It's like that, but spiritual. See, your spiritual senses are awakened now, and you're communing with that supreme God. Okay? This is why it's inconceivable and unattainable unless you meet the devotees. And somehow or other, the miracle is done by the Lord's grace. Because he said, well, this is the way I'll do it. I'll let people have this experience. I'll let them know me because they come to my real devotees, my real oracles in this world, my real emissaries in this world, my real ambassadors in this world for myself. I'll let them also, if they come to my ambassador, they listen to my ambassador. The question should be, have you met a real ambassador from that Supreme Lord? Do you listen to that authority of that person? Do you believe in what they say? Do you want what they have? Is that treasure to you? See, without the devotee, you will not see this treasure. You'll see all these representations of other kinds of opulences in the world that people, and they try to attract you, right? They come and say they're like a Tony Robbins. Hey, you want to be like me, powerful, rich. See, look, let me show you. See how it is to be rich. Let me go on stage with thousands. See, they get thousands, we get 19 people. This is how much people they know about the real God. They don't know the real God. Oh, look at millions of even Vaishnavas in Vaishnava religion still. Got 20? That's pretty. I actually think we're doing good. But just look at the perspective, man. Just 20 people here out of millions of Vaishnavas simply because they don't know the glories of what real treasure is. They think the glories are following rules and regulations and doing ceremonies and seeing the Lord once a year. They go and it's Jamastami, his appearance day, right? The appearance day of the Vaishnavas. They don't know the glories of having those Vaishnavas and that Lord that they wait for a whole year that they still don't get to see because he's just a ceremony. It's just ceremonial appearance. They're rituals. We get that every day. The Lord, a real appearance, a raw appearance, the wild appearance of a wild raving party every day. They don't know its glories until they come and see this kind of chanting. Then gradually, they snap out of illusion, the hypnosis of Maya. It's like the world. Look, they're all, you can tell who belongs to the world now. Can you tell now? It's more obviously. People belong to the world. They believe in the world. They believe in worldly leaders. See, the Lord is automatically dividing it up now from between the devotees and the ones who are meant to be coming out of here and the ones who are attached to the world. You can tell, they believe in the world. They believe in their leaders. They follow their leader. See, it's just the Lord's Maya. I mean, he's dividing everything up. This belongs to me. The real me is transcendental. The real me are for the devotees. That's why you Vaishnavas, you Vaidhi Bhaktas out there, you doing devotional service and practice. If you really want to live, you want the perfection of all your rules and regulations, come here. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to the Lord is dividing the world now into the worldly and the ones who are real devotees. Where do you want to go? Which side? You can see many, they're not real devotees yet. They're trying to be, they want to be, but they're still following worldly gurus, worldly popes, worldly leaders, materially motivated. You got to come over to the real devotees. If you hear your name called now, do you hear your name called out there? This message is for you. If you hear your name called, you wanna chant with devotees. Have you read Prabhupada's books? Have you read Chaitanya Bhagavat? Have you read Chaitanya? At least looked at it. Do you see the kind of devotees that were here 550 years ago? Well, they're here again. So you want that kind of association? That's really wanting God because that's transcendental. The behavior and the qualities of those devotees who chanted the holy name with great ecstatic devotion are the qualities of the transcendental Lord shown on this planet. It is very rare, and it's being shown again here and nowhere else. You won't see it amongst the Radhakund Babajis. I didn't see it. You won't see it amongst Narayan Raj group. I didn't see it. You won't see it amongst ISKCON. I didn't see it. You won't see it in any other groups that I see. Maybe a glimmer in the ecstatic Christians, something, but not like this. Especially if you come to Krishna and Lord Caitanya. Well, this is it, man. It's ecstatic chanting all the way. And the most viable way to get that is you chant an association here. And proof are the witnesses. You got River right there in front of you. Look at her. She's not a perfect. She's crusty, but she laughs and she cries and she's very happy with Krishna. Is her intimate friend now. See, look at that smile. That's you think people smile like that in Vaishnavism, laugh like that? You think that is common amongst devotees? That's real, man. That's as real as you're going to get in this world. It's time. That's the good news. Anybody ears open enough to hear the good news and where you can get the good news? The good news is beyond good. It's transcendental news. You want to join the real party even in the midst of the war? You know, you see the war going on now, huh? Is your heart failing for fear like the Bible says? Or are you having a joyous party like us? Jesus talked about this time. He said this will be the testing time. People's hearts will be failing for fear. How many are feared? See, because what? Fear is being promoted, right? Ooh, nuclear war. Ooh, coronavirus, the C virus. Ooh, get your little E. Aren't you in fear? You got to get in fear so you can't think. What are you putting in your body, man? I don't know. I might die. I'm afraid of dying. There's a 90, you can't even think. There's a 99, 98, say 97%, say 96% recovered. That's really putting it low. It's usually 99% recovery rate. But people are so in fear they can't put it together. No, just put it in there, man. Hearts failing for fear. Ah, people's love will grow cold in these times too, right? So you get covered over by the worldly leaders. You start to believe them. See, like these. So whatever little love you get gets covered over by bad association, by believing in these politicians, by believing even in these religious leaders. Mine was for 5 years. It seemed like I lost that love by the association of those who were pretending to represent Vrindavan, but really weren't. Pretenders. See, pretending. Pretentious, pretending. You're doing that, man. If you put on the thing and say, I'm Guru Dev and worship me, and then you'll get to Vrindavan, but you can't bring them there. That's called Putana obstacle. You're the false resident of Vrindavan. You're not really a resident. And you can't prove it. You can't show the world that you chant the holy name with great ecstatic love because Krishna won't allow you to do it. He wants to show. See, he's showing the world that you're a putana and you're under her grip. But people can't see it because they don't know. They don't know. They don't have a show. They don't have on this stage of the world a person chanting the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. They don't see that, do they? They don't see somebody getting through all the hecklers, all the tomatoes thrown at it, all the big words. Sahaja! Ooh, he's crying when he's chanting the holy name. Oh, you see, that's proof. He's a non-devotee. Talk about illogical. You see Gauri every day for 365 days a year, and he for 5 years straight as he's been preaching really vigorously. That's proof he's a sahaja. And the people are afraid. Ooh, I don't want to commit an offense. I don't want to. You're committing a big offense just by going with that program, going with these fools, believing in their bullshit, man. What do they know? You can't even think straight. You come here, we'll clear you up, man. We'll deprogram you. We'll deprogram you by putting in Krishna's program, what it really is, what real devotional service is, what real ecstatic love is, how glorious it is, how intelligent you become when you chant the holy name in ecstasy, like many devotees here. We'll show you. We'll program you with Krishna's program, not Maya's program. It's also Krishna's program in illusion, in his dark form. in his twisted form, his shadow. You want to look at the shadow, you want to look at the real conclusive truth, which is the light, beyond the light of the world. Oh, the light of the sun, all it can do is illuminate the body, right? You listen here, man, it will illuminate the darkness in your heart that the sun can't even illuminate. All right, what do we got here? Me, when bro has all heard. Mm. So, we're back here. The citizens of Dwarka, having heard that sound that threatens fear personified in the material world, began to run towards him fast. See? Do you hear that sound? See, that sound that a devotee speaks is not material. It's spiritual. It represents the truth about the transcendental Lord. That's why the Lord, when He's ready, when you're ready to deliver it, it's chapter 1 of Adi Leela, man. When you're ready to be delivered and you're really sick of this world, sick of being cheated this way and that way, and then you come to religion to get God and you're still cheated, when you're sick of that and you want more, the Lord sees your heart, He sends you the real devotee. And if you run towards that devotee, see, because you hear it, see, you hear the conch. That's the arrival Lord. You have to have such an intimate devotee like that. See, and it's the Lord says, yeah, like He told Nityananda, okay, announce my arrival. Advaita, announce my arrival. You have my authority now. Announce my arrival. Give me who I am into the hearts of anybody who will hear that sound, who comes towards that sound, runs towards that sound. The lowest persons could get the highest thing because the Lord is announcing His arrival. He can do what He wants, right? Who are we to say what He can do or not do? He can do what He wants. And what does He want now? Well, that arrival was announced again, 1996, through Prabhupada. His order, you are doing exactly what I want you to do in that lucid dream. Do more of that. It's exactly what I want you to do. What was that? This. Announce the arrival of the Lord. Show the Lord in the world. Show who Krishna is, how He works in you and in others. Manifest it. What your word happen, what you say will come true. Because that's what happens here. I told people you come here and you're going to make tremendous advancements spiritually. Why? Because you are. And because even the book confirms it. I just read it yesterday. You are the root from which I grow. The devotees like you, the intimate ones, are the root from which that Lord, that God that's in everybody stirs, see, and is manifest, is born, arisen, whatever you want to call it. Then when the Lord arises in you, you rise from the walking dead. See, you're dead in these material modes of nature, mode of passion, ignorance, and even goodness. Your soul is covered by these energies. See, they're like veils to the truth. And you come into the association of those devotees who are awake to the absolute truth, the transcendent truth. See? And then you start, the Lord starts to, you become, like in your heart, becomes pregnant with the Word. And then the Lord is born there. And then you also become aware. See? And then you nourish that Lord. This is called, you get the Bhakti Lata Bij, and then you become attracted to hearing, chanting, remembering, Sadhu Sangha, the devotees. See, and then this nourishes that Lord that was dormant before, that's dormant in others. And it grows bigger, big, it gets stronger, stronger, overcomes the obstacles. And then you start sharing that Lord with others. Like like they pass the baby around in the village. That's what they do. Everybody gets to be a mother of the baby. That's what they did with Krishna. They passed this was he would go around, into different people's houses, and they were like mother. They felt very motherly or fatherly towards Krishna. This is a spiritual thing. Oh, Tom. Hey there, Tom. So, River, read a little bit. Or actually, Tom. Tom, you read a little bit. See where I'm at?
Actually, Tom. Wait.
I'll tell you where. It's Canto 1, Chapter 11. First, was it Canto 1 and Chapter 11. And read verse number 7.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Whoa. Thank you, Shilagari Haridas. 7. O Creator of the universe, you
Am I
are
still
our mother.
broadcasting?
Sorry?
It looks like.
Is everything functioning? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
There's 20 people here, Maharaj.
Yeah, there's 23 actually.
Okay. There's 23. It seems to be okay.
It seems to be okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Govinda's
Oh,
here as well.
good. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, go ahead there. Read on there. Can you read again? Because I lost something.
Okay. Canto 1, Chapter 11, Text 7. O Creator of the universe, you are our Mother, well-wisher, Lord, Father, spiritual Master, and worshipable deity. By following in your steps, yes, there he is. By following in your footsteps, we have become successful in every respect.
Yeah, you see, that's that's such a beautiful verse because this is what happens when you realize the Lord as He is, and this is the grace you get is you see the Lord as your spiritual master. Yeah, when you study the books, the Lord shows you things. When you study the devotional scriptures, you get revelation. You see how the Lord is your spiritual master in that way. The book is teaching you, that's the devotee, and also the realization on these scriptures. Otherwise, without being awakened, you cannot really understand these scriptures. You need to be awakened. And the quickest way is to be with the real devotees. See, you're my mother. See, you're nourished by the Lord now. See, you're nourished by revelation. You're nourished by ecstatic love. See, you're my mother. You're my father in the form of the scriptures. Spiritual master, you're leading. See, this when you find the real guru, they bring you to that platform. Then you're like them. You're like a Narada Muni. You don't see Narada Muni doesn't have to go to anybody now, right? He's complete. He'll pick up the scriptures. He can chant the verses and he'll cry, he'll laugh. See, he's nourished. You see, his father, his mother is internalized now. Everything external out there is so that we can internalize this. See, you become complete in the Lord. Complete. You see, you open your mouth, you chant the holy name, and the Lord is nourishing you. Not only you, and anybody close to you. From you, ecstatic prema emanates, and by your word, ignorance is destroyed, because it's destroyed in you because of your ecstatic, intimate worship, because you're a perfected person. Gawar, you're saying you're perfect. Well, I can't help it. Lord Caitanya came to give us easy peasy perfection. What can I say, man? That's called the mercy of Lord Caitanya. What, you haven't heard that before? Well, that's the good news for you, man. You Vaishnavas been worshiping for 50 years, and you don't know what good news is. Good news is here. It's being manifest already. Good news is, hey, man, go to Govinda. You can see, look at that guy drunk on the name. Look at River. Look at anybody here coming. The good news is Lord Chaitanya's mercy, the mercy of the Panchatattva. We got it. We distribute it. Yes, prema for the world. Yes, okay. All the other previous preaching can go bye-bye. Just jump on this train, man, and go, and you'll see. You won't have to die to feel God and to know what a transcendental Lord is. You'll relish that, and you'll show the world that, because it's time. This is time, man. This is how the world is going to be saved, by coming in the door. The door is right here, our little group, man. As far as I can see, this is the door for all those Vaishnavas, man. If you're not chanting like this, if you're not realizing things like this is the place to be, because your gurus didn't give it to you. Your leaders aren't giving it to you. They're not awakening what's being awakened here, so why not come to the best place where the real party is? That's the Shastras. Drop everything and come up, fly over here, man. Oh, we make it easy. Just turn your friggin' camera on, man, and get into the party. Hey, you Eskimos eating blubber. You can eat your blubber, but just turn your little camera on in your Eskimo hut. And you can also get the mercy of Lord Caitanya. Yeah, we have no restriction. What is this? People teaching restrictions now? No restriction now. Anybody can come. Didn't Lord Caitanya say that? Manifest ecstatic love of God without restriction. Nityananda. Well, I got the same order, 1996. Manifest ecstatic love without restriction. So we do it, and look at the result. Even to get 23 people here listening is amazing. It's a miracle. But the real miracle is that millions aren't listening yet, but we're going to overturn that. We'll make it. It actually should be a no-brainer. You should go where ecstatic devotion is, because that's where you get it. It's that simple. But it's so complicated by those who are lost in speculations, listening to these blind leaders. You blind followers, your eyes are closed. Come here and have the miracle done, man. Your eyes will be easy peasy opened. You'll think, my God, I'm. How come I didn't see this before? Because of association. You come into this association, you become illuminated. You become enlightened. You get the mercy of Lord Caitanya, which is the awakening of devotion. Regardless, come as you are. I'm not asking, what are you eating, what aren't you eating? Obviously, if you're getting drunk every day, it would be an obstacle. So give that up, man. Or go into the Vaidhi community for a year or two and dry out. And then come back here. But if you can listen in a sober, attentive way, very easily you'll get this. You'll get purified. Of all the obstacles, you get this prema bhakti, and all will be well forever. Even at a time like this. See, they got all the cameras going up to track and trace everybody. See, that's the Lord. He does what he wants, man. And the Maya is out of the way. Even Jesus, they knew all about this. They predicted it in the Bibles. They predicted it in the Old Testament this time. You know, you won't be able to buy and sell without taking the mark, right? Didn't they say that? That was in the Old Testament, man. That was a long time ago. And what are they doing? That track and trace all these things. But you know what? They can't track and trace the soul. They can't even see it. So you're safe, right? We found real safety. Isn't that amazing? Oh, Bill Gates and Fauci, you're giving another kind of safety. Be safe. Oh, I hear these guys. Oh, yes, we have a great plan for your safety. Well, we got a better plan. This is real safety. Nobody, they can, not even the best tracker, not the best camera can track my soul. That's who I am. Hey man, I'm a servant of Lord Caitanya. I'm a servant of the holy name. I love serving that name. I love serving it up. What do you think? Serving is just like a slave? No, I'm serving it to the world, man. I'm doing welfare work. And I'm here, we're training people up in a very wonderful way. Even the training becomes wonderful. You like the training. It's fun, man. It's fun. There's no sweat of your brow to be trained up to be a server. See, a server of the holy name to others. Serve them a nice portion of something substantial. You know, serve them some treasure, man. Krishna's a treasure. You serve it up. Wake people up. Yeah, go ahead, Tom. Read on.
We pray, therefore, that you continue to bless us with your mercy. Oh, it's our good luck that we have come again today under your protection by your presence. For your lordship rarely visits even the denizens of heaven. Now it is possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form, full of auspiciousness.
Isn't that beautiful? That's inside the holy name. That's looking into the form of the Lord. That's why you see the devotees, they look into the smiling face of the Lord. That's his transcendental form, and that's why they smile here. Okay? That's why, smiling is a transcendental symptom. It's a symptom of Krishna. He always has a little smirk on his face. He's smiling. Okay? That's a spiritual symptom, and that happens here. That when you start to get the mercy, you smile a lot. You see Govinda, you see Tom, you see River. Are they got big frowns in face? I see a lot of the Vaishnavas. They don't smile, man. Even in the Narayan Maharaj group, they're doing bhajan, all this, and they look a little morose. You know why? Because they're not transcended yet. So we're here to help you. We're here to help them. Everybody. You want to smile more from your heart? Even in martial arts, they give you a discipline so that you can practice the inner smile. But it's just a practice. It's not spontaneous. I'm going to practice, and you got to by your will, lift your cheeks up and all that. See, that's what they teach. That's called devotionals. That's called doing something and practicing. People do that in their devotional service. They practice worshiping God. They don't really feel it. They're not really like, oh man, this is fun. Let's go to Sadhu Sangha, man. Let's smile. You just go to Sadhu Sangha, you listen to these words and you talk about Krishna, you chant his name, you see in the smiling face of the Lord, and you're a mirror. That's all you are. You're a mirror for the Lord's face, man. People see the Lord's face in the reflection of the devotee. Otherwise, you don't know what the smiling face is. You're looking at all these mirrors. You know how they talk about that? In the New Age, people are a mirror, and you look in their mirrors. Nobody's showing you the transcendental smiling face of the Lord. Jim Carrey did this thing. It's so funny. I just ran across his video just this morning. As I move across, the Lord shows me Jim Carrey showing how the elites smile, and it's fake. Everything is friggin' fake in this world, even the smiles or whatever it is. You ever see some of these people? Go look at these. It's not real. It's contrived. They even practice in front of the mirror, probably. See, the devotees, they smile spontaneously because of this communion with their real God. See, their spiritual senses are awakened. We have, as a human being, we have the equipment for that. So go ahead, Rita. Are you muted, Tom?
No, I'm okay. Hare Krishna.
Do you know that you're on text 9?
Okay. Now it is possible for us to look into your smiling face, which is full of affectionate glances. We can now see your transcendental form. We can now see your transcendental form, full of all auspiciousness. We can now see your transcendental form, full of all auspiciousness. I feel drunk with this sentence. O lotus-eyed Lord.
So you see, again, that's where people don't know what real auspiciousness is until you're looking into the transcendental form. And that's the whole purpose. The Lord sends saviors here. We're here to do that, to help people look into the transcendental form so that they can find out what real auspiciousness is. Without doing that, your life is not auspicious because you're looking into the material form of the Lord in the modes of nature. And it's just designed to create inauspiciousness. So on various levels, like you might think, well, no, being good is auspicious, isn't it? Being good is auspicious, but there's still faults in that. The demigods have that fault. That's why they cannot leave this universe, because there's faults in the mode of goodness, and they think, oh, all I need to do is just do good deeds. Isn't that? Do you notice a lot of people who gets the most respect in this world? Usually, if you're a good person, you're looking, oh, this, or you want to be a good person. Oh, look how magnanimous they are. They build all these hospitals and all that, but still, if you examine their heart, usually still there's some envy and jealousies and competitions and false identifications with this. They're doing these things for, oh, I want to be people to respect me. So therefore I do these things. Unless they're a devotee. You could be a devotee and you just kind of do like that too. So your heart is, more purified. See, but real auspiciousness is just what we're doing here, what we're sharing with the world, is to look at the smiling face of the Lord and smile. Give people the real darshan. When you go to the deity, they even put a little smile on the deity. You notice the deity in the temple, they got a little blissful smile usually. Yeah. See, you got to become like that and more. People got to see you smile and cry and laugh to show the full extent of the Lord. That's why it's more powerful, more purifying. That's what's here, man. You see the more of the full extent of the Lord, not just going to the temple and you see a lot of flowers on the deity and the deity kind of smiling, looking pretty, just like you're looking at a pretty girl, usually a pretty guy, attracted, right? Ooh, nice, beautiful. You see, the fuller, it's more full here. The Lord came to give a more fullness of understanding of who He is and who she is. The He, she. People think the transgender idea, where you look at the person, you can't tell who they are, that's the dark reflection. It looks weird to anybody that's got some sanity. Transgender. You don't, they want to you see, this is the speculation. Transgender, to transcend gender. Well, it's to transcend the gender of the material body into your spiritual form. See, then you transcend the gender of the material body, and now you're in your spiritual body. See, which is this ecstatic worship of the Lord. See, and then you're in your spiritual form. That maybe you're a cowherd boy, maybe you're a gopi, maybe you're the mother or father of Krishna. See, you transcended the gender of the material identification into the gender of your spiritual form, your eternal spiritual form. So nobody knows where this is going unless you're a devotee that's been worshiping in ecstatic devotion for a long time. Yeah. Okay, go ahead there. Oh, you know what? Read some of the purport there.
Yeah, I was writing it myself. Hare Krishna. Amy Rose.
No. Read the purport
Okay.
first.
Our purport. Um,
Actually, no. Read Amy Rose's thing.
yes.
Her words are like scriptures.
Yes, she's natural. My long-time experience as a food server is almost like the distorted, perverted mirror vision of this beautiful, loving, and all desirable service to God. Very sweet, also. It was like a real-life metaphor showing how, when you are server to the Maya, it's a nightmare. But when you are a server of the Lord, it's a beautiful dream.
Yeah, that's where real beauty is to be a servitor of the Lord. I think she wrote something else too.
Let's see the previous one. Um, Freddy. I think it's this whole afraid to commit an offense while forsaking real, true, loving worship of the Lord is really twisted. What that means is that people are more concerned about being punished by the Lord than they are concerned with actually loving the Lord. Truly, very truly. Worrying about saving your own butt from getting in trouble is not true love.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's but basically when you start worshiping the Lord, is- uh, then you just see things as they are. I mean, it's like you're not like speculating and convoluting the conceptions like, oh, Prabhu, you shouldn't be offensive to these pure devotees. And you can't even ask the question, well, are they real? Are they real pure devotees? What is their standard of devotion? You know, are they awakened or not awakened? You can't ask the problem because then say if they don't fit the real stand. See, if you're a devotee, you got real devotion, man, and you have the symptoms that God is living inside you. You have real holiness. It's not just a term that you say, well, this guy was elected or he went to school to become a theologian and then the priest and all. You see, that's you're not really analyzing by the real standard of what is a real priest. You know, this is all external in name only. Okay? The real standards you don't understand. That's why you've got to be with real devotees who say, "Oh yeah, are you a real guru out there in ISKCON or Gaudiya Math? Yeah. Do you have the symptoms of being a resident of Vrindavan? What does that mean? Well, that means you have the bhav of the devotees there. They chant, They cry. When you chant, you cry. When they chant, sometimes they laugh. And when you chant, sometimes you laugh. See? Then the same Lord that is causing that in them is causing that in you. You see, that's what you get purified here to understand things as they are, not some speculation. Oh, he's a pure devotee. Just accept it. Just believe it. It's the science. We're the science of self-realization, right? It's like, what is the difference between that and then Fauci saying, I'm the science, and then he gives you something unscientific? And you're just supposed to believe it. Well, they do that in Vaishnava. They do that in ISKCON. You're just supposed to believe it, that these gurus are bona fide just because they're in authoritative position. Well, it's like, what is the difference between saying that and saying, well, just believe in Como or that the guy in Canada, the prime minister there, or the governor of California, just because they're in position as they destroyed all those places. Anybody with a brain says, well, are they really authorized to do something good if the whole thing is being destroyed? Or Biden, is he really authorized to be the president, even though he's destroying everything? So one answer would be yes and no. Yes, because he's in power. And no, is he really qualified? No, not really. I mean, he's only qualified to do this destruction thing. You notice the whole America is being destroyed. It's amazing, right before everybody's eyes. America is being dismantled. Dismantled is unbelievable, and it just goes on. So is he authorized? Well, I guess so, because he's doing it. Nobody's taking him out from doing that, right? Nobody's stopping him. Oh, they're complaining, he shouldn't do, but nothing's happening. He's still running the country, running it into the ground. Isn't that amazing? In 25 days, there'll be no diesel fuel. And they're just complaining. Nobody's doing anything, not even one thing about it. See, I nothing I can do about it. But there are people who could do something about it, but they don't. 25 days. And in 25 days, all of America on the world basically stops because no trucks to deliver food to the stores. They stop. No freight trains they run on diesel to deliver things. And nobody's doing nothing. They just say, oh, let you be aware that everything is going to be, and we have no plan. See, this is how. So, at this time, what is the best thing to do? It's what Shukadev Goswami did. See, Maharaj Pariksit asked the question, what's the best thing I should do now? I got 7 days to live. 7 days. And Shukadev gave the perfect answer. He said, you only got 7 days to live? Okay, whether you have a whole lifetime or 7 days, the best thing you can do is hear about the topics of Krishna from somebody who has love for Krishna. To chant and hear these holy names about the absolute truth is the best thing you can do in this world. And look what we're doing, the best thing. Multiple times a day. Huh? Everybody's on the act. 24-hour kirtan here about the names of the Lord. The best thing. We're doing the best friggin' thing. How many people are doing the best thing? How many people are following the real Bhagavatam? How many of you Vaidhi Bhaktas out there in ISKCON are doing the best thing? Okay? Well, if your leader is not worshiping the Lord with ecstatic, loving ecstasy, well, try again in the next life. Because that's the real Bhagavatam. You notice? You got to be the Bhagavatam. You got to be either a real disciple or a real guru, man, to get this real show on the road. You got to be a Shukadev Goswami, a person empowered by the transcendental Lord to speak the transcendental truth that wakes people up, like the real disciple Maharaj Parikshit. He woke up in 7 days and he went back to Godhead. You got to be like a Jesus Christ or a disciple of Jesus Christ who became, 11 of them became saints just by hearing from him. You see how Jesus taught the best path of all. You think those multitudes became enlightened in one lifetime? No, those 11 persons attained the kingdom of God inside them because they followed the real universal principles of deliverance. You got to be one of those two people. Are you? Are you a real disciple? Well, to be a real disciple, ultimately you have to have a real guru, a real spiritual master, a real acharya, like a Jesus Christ, like a Sukadeva Goswami, who tell you the confidential truth, not a Moses even. That's not enough. Moses gave you a bunch of rules and mandates, 365, so many rules and regulations. That ain't enough. You got to hear the confidential truth from a Jesus Christ type who is empowered by the true Lord, the transcendental Lord, or a Shukadev Goswami who told Maharaj Parikshit the real Bhagavatam that we also preach here that they're not preaching. If they did, your guru would be self realized and the disciples would show the symptoms of being self realized that they're showing here. You're showing symptoms that even Maharaj Parikshit didn't show. Yeah, because Lord Chaitanya's grace is here. It gets more powerful than that. See where you read about these profuse tears in the Bhagavatam. Do you see Maharaj Parikshit, the thing was he cried like in ecstasy and laughed like a madman? You don't hear any descriptions like that. But he had bhakti. But in Lord Chaitanya's Leela, you see descriptions of the more flowering of the flower of devotion was in more flowered state, right? More blooming. Look at this revival here. Where do you see bhakti really blooming like this? See? So that's our work here, or our play. Go ahead there, Tom. Read on.
Text 10.
No, did you read the purport? Were you reading the purport?
And from 9
Let me see which number this
or
was.
8? From 8, I think.
Wait a second. Let me look. Yeah, 8.
Purport. The Lord, in his eternal personal form, can be seen only by the pure devotees.
There you go. Everything's in that one sentence.
So simple.
Oh, yeah. Only a realized soul can write like that because they have the experience. See, only the eternal form. How do you know somebody is seeing the eternal form? Well, they have to have this fantastic mercy. They have to have prema. See, only a pure devotee. Oh, pure devotee, that's going to take a lot of work, many lifetimes. Oh, yeah. No. Getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, you can get that ability even in this lifetime. You can see the personal form of the Lord. What is that personal form? Is it some hourglass figure of a Barbie and a Ken? That's what people get, a doll. That's the personal form of the Lord. See, very dollish. Personal formula is Satchidananda, man. Pretty simple, isn't it? You have to be in your Sat form, a spiritual form, to see the spiritual form of the Lord. You have to be woken up. You have to be looking at that Ananda, tasting that Ananda, relishing that Ananda. That's the spiritual form of the Lord. Conclusive truth that comes, the revelations that come from that Ananda. That's the spiritual form of the Lord. See, Radha and Krishna, conclusive truth and ecstatic Ananda. Are you looking at that? Have you realized that form? Well, God, many have here. That's why we only got 17 people. Most people, most of the millions of Vaishnavas, they haven't realized, they don't know. The form of the Lord is presenting to you, to the world, the form of the Lord, just simply because we're relishing it. That's how we present it. We follow in the footsteps of Lord Caitanya. He presented the eternal form of the Lord by relishing it. He had the capability. He got it from his guru, who was also relishing the form. There's a disciplic line. Go to the ecstatic devotees who are relishing the form of the Lord. If they're not demonstrating that, well, they're not telling you the truth. Either they're a pretender, or they're holding back, like Moses and like Prabhupada. And they're showing that form to themselves in their closet. Well, I'll tell you, it's the opposite way right now. They are pretenders. They're showing it because they don't show it. They don't have it. See, they're not authorized in this sense, the thing is, people can be authorized in the Maya, right? You can be Biden's authorized to destroy things. That's what go ahead, stay in there. See, if the Lord says, I don't want that guy in, he wouldn't be in. If the Lord was thinking, I don't want this Fauci to get people that, he wouldn't be in doing it. If he didn't want these ISKCON gurus and all that in, they wouldn't be doing it. If he didn't want Gaur Hari Das preaching like this, it wouldn't be happening. See, everybody, we got to take our role in this world, right? Isn't it nice? This is service of the Lord. They're doing service. We're doing our service. See, and in this interaction, see, we got a living Bhagavatam here. Isn't Bhagavatam about the highest truth interacting with the illusion? That's how we learn. See? How are people going to get it in this world? You got to see living bodies interacting with the illusions. See? And in that interplay, you learn, this is what's eternal. Wow, look at these devotees chanting in ecstasy. Ooh, look at these devotees who are not chanting in ecstasy. I guess they're like beginners. See, you learn to distinguish what is a beginner in devotion, what is an advanced devotee. Oh, what a concept, huh? The only problem is, until this time, people haven't seen what is an advanced devotee in expression on the stage of the world. All the world's at stage, right? You haven't seen this on the stage yet. That's why it's shocking. We're shock and awe here. Shock them, right, Govinda? We shock them. Show them. It's a shock. Yeah, reality is here, man. The kingdom of God is coming to you. Yeah, and these ecstatic chanters here, they're showing you the kingdom of God. Yeah, they're showing you what paradise is, what the Garden of Eden is. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to die to go the pearly gates to open. The pearly gates open just by the devotees playing with the Lord's name, in his name. The name is in them and manifested. There you go. The devotee is the kingdom of God, man, coming to you just because you get to see it in God reflecting it in them. Otherwise, nobody knows. They're just bumping into the modes. This modi guy, this modi woman, this mode. They're all walls. Everybody's like a wall because, your prison is. You're bumping into these persons who can't reflect to you the absolute truth beyond the illusion. See? Each door you open is a wall behind it. See? It's all, everybody's representing this mode, that mode. Oh, maybe this is the door. A nice, good person. Oh, a good guru. Oh, he's following all the rules. You open the door, still a wall. You're all walled in. Every door you look into, till you meet the liberated devotee, huh? And then the door, you open that door, you find, ooh, there's auspiciousness. Ah, that's what I've been looking for. Ah, there's transcendence. Ah, whoa, look at these feelings, these new feelings of Ananda. Wow. Wow, they feel, wow, they're purifying. My God, it's like taking an inner shower. Whoa, these revelations. And oh, I just love to hear. I feel like Arjuna on the battlefield. Just go on speaking Krishna. Oh, I got a guru like that. I just go on speaking and I feel purified. I feel enlivened. I feel enlightened. I feel, oh my God, nothing that I've heard from going to all these other doors I opened. And I got basically a wall, some material wall there, some part of the prison still. Where's the door out of the prison is the devotee. It's always been and always will be. I'm the door, Jesus said. That's the Acharya, man. That's the bona fide representative of the Lord. They're the door. Always will be. That's the conclusive universal truth of deliverance. Got to find that door. Go in the narrow door, the narrow gate, and you go into paradise. Every other door you open will always be some kind of wall behind it. You can't get out of the prison going in this door. Even liberation, you go and open a door to Eckhart Tolle, you still hit a wall. A wall of light if you're lucky to see that light. That's blocking the real form of the Lord. Look at how much Ananda does he reflect. Go look at his face. Go look at his talks. Now, but you can't tell until you come to a place like this and you see more smiles than you see on him or any of these guys. Go to Muji and see if you see smiles like this, right? She went to Muji. She knows what I'm talking about. Go see if you see this kind of Ananda in Muji or in Tony Robbins. All you see is passionate, like this and all that, but you don't see this. This is very different, isn't it? See, that's because this is on the stage of this world now. The Lord is showing what is real auspiciousness here. What is real happiness? Do you notice this happiness doesn't go away, does it? It doesn't turn into distress, does it? Even the distress, so-called distress of bhakti, is ecstatic. The sadness of the material world goes away here, huh? That you can't take away. See, Lord Caitanya, that nice pastime with Lord Caitanya on the Chaitanya Bhagavat. There was Dukhi. Remember Dukhi? Dukhi means sad. And she was serving, with the devotees, giving water, to wash the body of Lord Caitanya. And the Lord noticed she started to change by doing this service. She started to get really enthusiastic, going back to the Ganga and back, and just really loving it, man. Just really enthusiastic. And she was Dukhi before that. Everybody said, she's always sad. We get some of those here, always looking pretty sad, right? But she kept serving. All of a sudden, she became really enthusiastic, very happy. All of a sudden, she was now Shuki, sad, happy in service to Lord Caitanya. And the Lord said, don't call her Dukhi anymore, because they gave her that name because she was always looking sad. But then she got into the service of the Lord. That's a lesson to the world. I see people morose. In Narayan Maharaj group, I see a lot of morose people still. They don't know what moroseness is because they've never seen true happiness. Not even their guru showed them true happiness or gave it to them. In ISKCON, same thing. I look at gurus, they look morose to me. Their followers look morose to me because they don't know what true happiness is. Happiness of the spirit. Well, you come here and you'll see that. Otherwise, you don't know. You don't have an experience of transcendence that you get looking in the mirrors over here that show you the reflection of the absolute truth as it is. I guarantee you, if you went to Vrindavan or Vaikuntha, you would see devotees like here. They're ecstatically worshiping the Lord. That's why we're here, to show the unshowable. You have to have the mercy that we have to manifest this. Otherwise, you're more or less in the prison of the material world, reflecting the modes of nature that is covering you. Do you see how important devotees are? They really need to. Yeah. Okay, Tom, read on. That was one sentence. Beautiful sentence.
Yes. The next sentence: the Lord is never impersonal, but he is the supreme absolute personality of Godhead, possible to be visited by devotional service face to face, which is impossible to be done even by the denizens of higher planets. Oh,
See how important devotees are. Huh? It's amazing. Only if you're a devotee do you really know the Lord, even beyond demigods and these heavenly beings out there in the celestial realm. There are devotees also who know, and they're the rare. You gotta ultimately you gotta meet real devotees and learn what is the difference. It's subtle. It's like the difference between a fine wine and Ripple. You don't know if you're just drinking Ripple all the time. Ripple is that very cheap wine that drunks usually drink. See, that's the modes of nature. It's a cheap drink. See, happiness and distress, you know, uh, and you're drinking that. You're intoxicated by pride, false ego. You're drinking that. That's a ras. See, you're drinking that. And here the devotees are drinking this fine wine. See, this is the wine of pure devotional love of God. See, we're drinking this. And the people drinking the Ripple, and they're all in religion, they're sucking on the false ego. Ooh, boy, I'm so adored. Oh, look at me. I must be a pure devotee. I got so many followers, right? You're drinking. It's a taste, but it's a material taste.
wow.
See, they can't tell. Here we're drinking this fine wine called bhakti, pure love of Krishna. And we're drinking that and becoming gurus automatically. Like here, this was all spontaneous. I never asked to do this. Never even asked. I didn't say, Lord, I want to be guru. They did. They're saying, oh, Prabhupada, what I'm desiring is I want to be like you. I want to be Guru Dev. And they were, like right after he disappeared, boom, they're Guru Devs, as good as God, same level. Put the Vyasa signs up. They're right there sitting there, little cushy on their buddies, little butts. Ooh, this feels really good. Oh, look at this. They're worshiping me. Whoa, what is this? The Prabhupada, my God brothers don't want to worship us? Oh, kick them out. Let's get a new crowd, man. We got Prabhupada's books. We'll say this is the way it is. We'll create a checklist. You know, this is the qualifications of guru, and we can do this. See, we'll juggle the words, that we're Guru Dave, man. We unscramble those words. Oh, you're Guru Dave? Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's take the song. Let's see how you fit on the standard song. Let's take Acharya Dave. Let's make it personal, right? Personality of Godhead. How about personal relations with the devotees? Okay, let's take Radhanath and Acharya Dave. From the real guru, Sri Guru, you sing the song, right? Every day, you go before a nice ritual every day. Let's see if you know the real standard. The real standard is right in the book. The song book. You see, the book is a Vaishnava scripture, man. Sri Guru Charana Padma. From the real guru, ecstatic prema emanates. Yes, you see any from them? I mean, I'm just being honest. Is that offensive? Oh, I'm sorry. I asked the question. Does Radhanath, does Jaipataka emanate pure ecstatic emotion? You could say, well, yes, of course. Yeah. What does it look like? They won't be able to answer. Or they'll speculate, oh, it looks like something else than other than it is. By their word is your ignorance destroyed? Like this? See, your ignorance of worshiping somebody from them ecstatic prema doesn't emanate? Well, I'm just asked the question. If it emanates from Radhanath or Jayapataka or any of these gurus, Acharya Dev, do you see what that is? And you come here, we'll educate you. We'll tell you, even by the scriptures, from them ecstatic prema emanates. Well, what does it look like? It's a devotee who chants the holy name with great ecstatic devotion. Well, what does that look like? It's tears come into your eyes because you really show the symptoms of loving God. Is by deep revelation and understanding the scriptures. When people check what you say, it's like it's a mind blower. Your mind is blown that none of these gurus could show you if they don't have ecstatic prema and emanate. They can't show you what the conclusive truth is, which is the real Lord. The real ecstatic love is the real counterpart of the Lord, is the devotion, is Radharani in the form of that Ananda. Yeah, so any of you guys, I just, everybody, you can, if you come here, you'll learn that. I mean, am I teaching a wrong standard? Is this unintelligent to act like this and to think like this? Or is this just intelligence given by worshiping the Lord in ecstasy? You guys choose out there. I present this conclusion to the Vaishnava community in ISKCON Gaudiya Math Gaudiya Smiti or anywhere in the world. You read your books really and check them and see if these are not the real conclusions. Check your songbook you've sang for 40 years and see if you don't have an awakening like this after you think, my God, after 40 years singing this song, I didn't know what it means until I came to this place and I saw that song incarnate in a person, in not only one person, in many persons. Must be the Lord, must be true that the mercy of Lord Caitanya and the Panchatattva does exist to give prema. And none of our gurus said it, confirmed that it did. See, confirmations. Everybody, you get confirmed. Even in crypto, you want to know a transaction is real? You got to see it confirmed. Confirmed again, confirmed again. Well, how many confirmations do we already have? And we're going forward. After a while, you're going to see, wow, confirmed. Another person listening to this crazy Gohari, boy, look at that, another ecstatic devotee. They seem to like that state. We thought it was crazy because none of our gurus manifest this, but they like his words and they like his ecstasy, and it's manifesting in them. They're becoming as mad as Gohari Das, and maybe more so. Look at Johan talking about that. Look at Lalita. They're going mad and they're loving it. They're saying this is a glorious state. Just like ecstatic Christians, when they go in, the Holy Spirit, it's very wonderful, it's amazing, man. Oh man, it's greatest entertainment in the world. Better than any Hollywood blockbuster. Let the Lord himself is the great, all entertainment comes from the Lord, right? Look at Amy there. Look at that. That's a happy person. Okay, you know what? Let's take a break. I'm going to take a break. We'll be back. Thank you very much for coming. Oh, wait. Well, that's not all. Give us a word, Govinda.
Fantastic. I'm just going to shut the door, make sure the sound is blocked out. Yeah, it's great class. I loved it. I've been working down in London with Richard, and as I shared in class with his grandson, we were all chanting "Cho Cho Mac and Cho," going onto the motorway. It's great, man. I'm reading some of Narottam's prayers. They're fantastic. Everything you're saying is is confirmed in the living Bhagavats and these past Bhagavats. So they're still living. They're still living in their words. Everything you're saying is spot on. Let me just read something from Narratum. This is from Nectar of Devotion, I think it's called. It says here, I desire the association of Ramachandra Kaviraj. Without his company, the entire world is a desert. If I must take birth again, I would feel myself fortunate to have his association. And I just wrote my thoughts on that. This entire world is a barren desert with only mirages of sweet water, which is like religion and politics. Without my dearmost guru and dearmost friend, Acharya Guru Haridasa, with his grace and mercy, it's no longer a dry desert, but a luscious, lavish laddu dessert. Yeah, the dessert that Jagannath Puri wants, man. That's
Yeah, you see, that's why these verses represent what was real back then in bygone days. He had a real guru, and he felt that, he experienced that, and that's what you must experience again in this life, so that it becomes alive and it becomes you, it becomes part of your thing, because that's its style. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, he said, when you find the real guru, you start to see bliss everywhere. See, because they bring real life to the world. Nobody knows what real life is until you meet a real representative that represents a spiritual dimension. This is nothing in this world is alive. It's the spirit that is alive. See, that's the way the devotees of Jesus, when Jesus was here, they felt like that. Just like, see, its style is always, this is the style of a person, of a real disciple, of a real guru, of a real spiritual master, a real prophet, a real acharya, with different words for the same thing, the real deliverer. That's how you're delivered. And if you're not experiencing that, how the world becomes transformed into real life, you haven't found the real guru yet. See, what you read in the book has to be your reality now. That's why you could say, yeah, man, when I'm with my guru, I feel the same way. See, you can relate to this. And this is what people need. See, it's chapter 1 of Adi Lila. When you're ready to be delivered, you meet the bona fide spiritual master, who is actually Krishna coming as that guru. The Lord is saying, hey, man, this is my intimate devotee. You're going to teach you how your soul how your soul relates to God, because they're an example of that. You have to be, otherwise you can't teach the science of Krishna consciousness. You're not even Krishna conscious unless you're in that position where the Lord is saying, this is my devotee. I come as that devotee. See, I come as that devotee. That devotee comes as me in this world. We're that close. Bosom buddies. What do you think? It's not true. Bosom. They're in the soul and the super soul, like two birds in the tree. But who realizes that? Only the real devotee that's here, the real associate of the Lord. Two birds in the tree. River says we can relate to our real relations under the shelter. Yeah. See? Yeah. Go ahead, Govinda. What else?
oh, just read this Narratum. Just every day's bliss. Even when I'm going to work, it's bliss. And to be on site, on a building site, and lads are popping their heads out and going, "Chaw, chaw, mackin' chaw." I mean, this is like just funny. It's funny and profound as well, because the effects on a person who don't know the science of when you leave your body, that mackin' chaw's going in there in some way, and to get to talk with deep spiritual topics on the motorway on the M25 where everyone's cursing and cutting each other up. I don't know, man. You've blessed me beyond blessings, Guru Maharaj. I don't have any worries or fears or anxieties. This is the place. I'd take another verse at random and just read it from Narratum. And see where it goes. Those who proclaim someone else as their Lord and doesn't love Radha Krishna doesn't understand anything of devotional service. Not asking about devotional service and all their thoughts placed in the illusionary material world, they have wasted their lives. Yeah, that you've rescued us from all of us from that. We were all wasting our lives. I remember Tom when I come over to see him in the Netherlands. He was totally different, and I would think I've progressed also. We've all progressed. And River, oh my gosh, Karuna's progressed. You know, I look at Karuna, he makes me laugh, man. I can't get angry at that guy. You know, I mean, I just can't get angry at him. You know, he's doing these funny things out there. He's crazy and kind of weird, but you know, I just feel softer in my heart, more soft and more soft.
See, Govinda's he's surpassing us. Karuna's our test. Even River says, I made so much advancement being with this guy, man. This is a big test for me, you know. If you can accept Karuna, you can accept anything in this world. Okay, so go ahead there, River, give us a word.
Yeah, Govind is doing some amazing classes, Maharaj. Absolutely brilliant classes. Wow, everything's just falling into place, Maharaj, under your guidance. Our relationship, our individual relationships are just falling into place. They're just taking their own time. They're taking their own time. We're walking our own pace, but they're actually falling into place. I was going to say about, you was talking about showing ourselves because we had the flute. I understood that from Meena. She said, she was talking about a while ago, a long while ago, about showing ourselves because, you know, people don't want to show themselves. They'll put something, a temple up or Radha and Krishna. She was talking about we are the flute and you need to show yourself. And instantly I put my picture on. It was just before I met you, actually. I put my picture on because it just made sense, you know, up here. Now it's actually my experience here from my heart. And here is so much safety. It's just like coming home and you can kind of be yourself now because you've been able to let go of a lot of attachments to this world. Like you said, they become our prisons. You know, it's like bumper cars with people and all sorts of disillusion everywhere. It was beautiful what you just said there. It was really, really nice. It's really great. One's been able to grow more here, like I said before, in the last 4 years than my whole life and previous lives put together. Listening to, you know, like you were saying, Prabhupada said, go and listen to the real Raganuga Bhakta teacher. Go and listen to them. You don't have to do your rules and regulations like you're doing them because they're blocks now. Come and listen to the Raganuga Bhakta. That's what we have been doing every day, constantly, and it's working, and it's worked, and it's continuously working. This process is working, you know, just perfectly now. We've been able to show it perfectly, and it's only because we've been held in this space, Maharaj, that you bring to us. You continuously share with us and allow us to be here with you, looking past our crusts, you know, however thick or thin they may be, but looking past them constantly. That's taught me. And with Govinda saying it constantly, you know, just look at look past that, just look at who they are, I wasn't able to do that really at first, but constantly being told that, being shared that, hearing other people's experience with other devotees, you know, I want to have that. I want to move past all of those blocks that we have, and it's happening here so much. And it is most things, you know, are blissful. Even things that happen with Karuna, can get over it really quick, Maharaj. It's quick. You know, might give him a slap, not physically, but you know, it's working and things are really falling into place. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Thank you to Tom and to Govinda and to the devotees. My gosh, we could not do it without, this family and you heading it. We have got the greatest spiritual father, the greatest guru, the greatest friend, bringing in the Lord himself to our hearts. And, there's nowhere, Kruna always says it, even though he plays about, there's nowhere else to go. There's nothing else to do. Even though he does what he does and we don't always understand, this is the only place to be able to receive this shelter. This is the only place to sit with our spiritual family and build these family relationships, and have that, intimacy with each other, in spirit. And it's really great. Thank you, Maharaj. I just wanted to ask you one question, if that's okay. I have a thing, and I kind of know, I'm not sure, about hanging things up all the time, keeping things off the floor and always hanging them up. And I've been trying to meditate on this. I don't know if it's a program, but I like to hang things up and not have things all over the floor. Kroon is the opposite. He's the opposite. I don't know what it is about me that I like. Actually, Pranam is saying there's no sound.
Yeah, I mean, what's it matter? Like, just hang things up. You like to do it. Just do what
I
you
love
like.
to hang things up.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. It doesn't seem to be bothering Krishna. He keeps coming to you, right? And that's the main thing. If he stops coming, then think, well, what am I doing? That's a problem. Obviously he doesn't mind you hanging things up, and you even feel good about it. So there's
I do.
conflict. Do it, man. Get into it, man. Just be free. Allow yourself. Why not? You're feeling I like to do it. That must be Krishna who likes to do it.
It's lovely. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you to the devotees. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
All right. Tom, go ahead. Give us a word.
Oh, I had so many questions, but they are naturally being answered here. Also through River about this timing when things falls into place so naturally when this ecstasy comes in, everything falls into place. The timing and the empowerment, then everything settles. Yes. I don't know. Maybe oh yeah, I had this question about is this when we are undisturbed and relaxed and smiling. I feel that's also a symptom of being an ecstatic, holy person. When he's so relaxed and is not disturbed, is that also a symptom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Definitely. Smiling and feeling undisturbed. Yeah. Because, see, it's the modes of nature that disturb you. And so when you hear a lot of Hari Katha and you chanting with devotees, you transcend the modes of nature. Now you're influenced by the Shuddha Bhakti, and that gives you the natural peace in your soul. You're connecting with the true self, which is common to all. We're meant to just be meditating on the Lord and His pastimes and His qualities while we're in the world, and then you'll see the Lord's pastimes and all of that stuff at some point. But this is seeing them just by hearing about them and by talking about them, by meditating on them, by meditating on the name, chanting the name, sharing the name. This is it, man. This is God's will. This is Thy will be done on earth as it is in Vrindavan. So that's what the Lord's will. That's the only thing that's going to change this world. You notice Prahlad had to be here engaging in devotional service of serving the Lord in ecstasy. And then the Lord came and transformed everything. And He killed the demons. See, the demons are ignorance and people believing in ignorance to the point that they become ignorant because of their faith in ignorance. Faith in ignorant ideas and misconceptions and all that. That's why, unless you're like you see the devotees here, you need a spiritual master. And even when you develop devotion here, you want to hear more about Krishna. I come here to hear more about Krishna. Yeah, our common denominator, like River says, is the absolute truth. Yeah. Yeah, and so, this is how, we've got a wonderful thing. We're here. This is God's thing, this is Lord Caitanya's thing. You know, it's just amazing, the whole thing. Okay, so we'll about these dinge or whatever they are. I don't know what I heard about, but I don't know. They're probably demoniac things. I don't know. I have to. Yeah, they're demons and demigods. They're all part of the same. Part of the illusion. Yeah. So a lot of comments here. Okay. Anyway, I'll read the comments later. Okay, what does Fernando say? Let's see what he has to say here. Fernando. I have a question. Okay. What is that concept of the Lord entering the heart, the devotee? I read that Paramatma is in the heart of the devotee. What is the difference with that Lord entering the heart of a devotee? Well, it's kind of an analogy. It's almost like it's like a way to express that it's like somebody going in a door, right? Somebody goes in the door and then they're inside. So it's like the Lord enters into the heart, even though he's there. He's everywhere. He's even in a piece of straw. See? So how does the Lord enter the heart? He's in everything. But it's kind of an enter. It's like you get that entrance. You got to go in the right way. You got to go in the door. See, the door is the devotee, and that's how the Lord enters into the heart. Like the analogy with Jesus, behold, I stand at the door and I knock. Are you going to let me in? See, that's like the Lord. See, he's standing at the door and he's not, can I come in? Well, you come in by following the process. You come in through the non speculating devotee. See? There are the doors in this world. You go in the door, and then he enters your heart through that devotee. See, they're the external manifestation of the supersoul. See, so that's why Jesus says, I'm the true vine and my Father is the gardener. The true vine is the external manifestation of the supersoul. You connect with that gardener, the Lord will enter your heart. He'll arise in you. You'll have that second birth, like you already know. That ecstasy that you're experiencing is because you're coming in the door of the devotee, and then the Lord is entering your heart that way. It's like he's an enter, right? You didn't know he was there before, or maybe you get glimpses once in a while. But when you're around devotees, they're the root. These kinds of devotees here, not the Vaidhi Bhaktas. They're not awakened yet, most of them. 99%, they're not awakened yet. These devotees are the root that Lord will enter your heart. Even though he's there, it feels like he arises into your heart. Yeah. So that's how it, yeah. So it's like that. Yeah. So anyway, that's how I see it. It's like, there's like another way. When um, Srivas Thakur was thrown out of the Bhagavatam class from Devananda Pandit's disciples. See, they didn't understand the glories of ecstatic devotion. And they saw when Srivas heard the Bhagavatam spoken, even from actually a non devotee who had no devotion awakened, just still the name that entered and woke his bhakti up, and he started to cry and laugh or whatever else, symptoms. And they thought it was a disturbance, so they dragged him out. And so now he picks up the Bhagavatam and he starts chanting the verses on the Ganges, and all of a sudden, the devotional symptoms stirred in his heart. He started to cry and laugh and all that. So then, many years later, the Lord says something about this 20 in the 21 hours of ecstasy, and the Lord reminds him. He says, "Oh, you remember when Devananda Pandit's student threw you out of the class?" And you felt sad and you went over there and started reading the Bhagavatam, it was I that came from Vaikuntha and entered your heart. See? So in other words, it's a consciousness thing. The Lord comes into the devotee's heart when they chant the verses or hear the verses. See? So, it's how else are you going to describe these? You got to describe it in some way. Okay, so I got to go. I'll see you guys later. Hare Krishna.